Welcome to the Pro Aging Podcast. I'm Steve Gurney with Positive Aging Community and the Beacon newspapers. Today we're diving into a conversation with another pioneer and thought leader shaping how we live life with purpose, no matter our age or ability. These discussions and hundreds of other valuable resources are available at proaging.com. So let's get started. All right, folks, man, I am really excited to share a story with you today about a transition that Maggie and Phil Massey have made and the team that helped them do it. So Maggie and Phil, first off, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I think telling your story is going to be really inspirational to other folks going through similar situations. And before we dive into the story, let's get to know the two of you a little bit better. Tell us a little bit about your backgrounds, and then we'll jump into the story.
I'll let you start.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Bethesda, Maryland, and I graduated from Georgetown, got a medical degree at University of Maryland. Maggie and I met when I was an intern in Charlottesville. And we were 3 years in North Carolina. Then we moved back to join a practice here in Virginia. And we've lived in Centreville for 41 years before our move here to Brightview.
Wow. Now, what kind of physician, what was your area of practice, Phil?
I was a radiologist.
Okay, great. And Maggie, what can you add?
I grew up in the western part of Virginia, in Strasburg, Winchester area. I went to nursing school at Alexandria Hospital, so from this general area. I got married, had two children, two boys who are now 43 and 45.
Any grandchildren?
Huh?
Grandchildren.
Any grandchildren?
We have three grandchildren, two girls and a boy. One is 18, one is 13, and the other one is 8.
Wow. And do all or any of the family live nearby?
The two girls live in Ashburn, and the boy lives in Falls Church.
Well, that's pretty nearby. That's
nearby.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you. That's great. And I'm going to come back to you in a moment, but folks are probably wondering who these two other people are on the screen. These are two professionals that helped in this transition that we're going to be talking about here in a moment. We've got David with Viva Nova, and we've got Alonzo with White Glove Solution. David, tell a little bit about you and your organization.
Yes, absolutely. I'm David Raffanengo with Viva Nova Homes real estate team. We are specialized in helping seniors transition and either staying at home or transitioning, whatever they want to do. We partner a lot with Alonzo and White Glove Solution, and in those in these transitions and these conversations, we've had the honor of partnering with Alonzo and his team with White Glove and with Brightview Northfax and having seminars, downsizing seminars. We're very grateful for the opportunity to share our knowledge information to all the folks over there considering Brightview as an option. Northfax is a beautiful building, and I'm sure Maggie and Phil are going to be extremely happy. And Maggie, I have to say, I've seen your little glitters in person, and they shine here on the camera. They look so cool.
And Alonzo, I love that you're in a car because I understand that you've been working pretty hard lately with getting the new residents moved in there to Brightview Northfax, but you're all over the place. For folks that aren't familiar with you, tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization.
Yeah, and before you do that, because I'm in my car, so I had the privilege today to have lunch at Northfax, at Brightview Northfax, and they treated us for lunch. They treated our teams for lunch. So Brightview Northfax has been amazing to us and a great partner to have us. And having the team with David and Viva Nova and the trust of Maggie and Phil Massey just to trust us with their life belongings and their house and handing us the key. They'll tell you their story, but we met through the downsizing seminars that we were teaching people how to do the downsizing themselves. But I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm Alonzo with White Glove Solution, and I work for my kids who actually own the company, Nicholas and Keanu. And we have a huge team that supports our seniors and helps them with the whole process of the downsizing. And now a lot of people are starting to know that we do the whole process of construction. But we help people through this transition and figure out how to navigate through this complex world of the senior industry that people just don't have the plan and don't do what they do. So Alonzo with White Glove, and so happy to work with David along the sides of Jasmine and the rest of his team of what they do for Viva Nova and the advice they gave us in the real estate piece. So thank you.
I love it. All right. Well, this is great. And you all jump in as we're going through the story if you have any elements to add. But back to Phil and Maggie. So you're currently residents in the brand new Brightview North Fax. And I will tell you, there's a phrase that I hear every day of the week from folks when I'm introducing them to senior communities, and they'll say, oh, those are nice, but I'm not ready for that. And so I always like hearing the story of what made you all start to do research in this area and think about making a move to a community like Brightview North Fax.
I think probably with the Helms.
You're right.
So some friends of ours, I actually worked with the husband, they're a little bit older. They had been looking seriously at moving, and they got us thinking about it. And I don't know what that was. Got us thinking about it, and they actually moved into another community, and are very happy there. And we realized a few things. One, we used to like to cook. We were kind of fed up with cooking, and our main thrust with cooking was let's get it over with as quickly as possible. And I don't think we were, our diet was probably not the best. So we're kind of over the whole idea of cooking for ourselves. Keeping up the house was another thing we were pretty much fed up with. And it just seemed like a good time to think about it before, with the going into independent living, but having the availability of assisted living and memory care if you need it. It seemed like a time to really get serious about it before we needed it, not when things tumbled downhill. So I think those were the main reasons why we.
And he retired of mowing
again.
Mowing the lawn.
So mowing the lawn was not my favorite thing. And the tractor broke, so I had to push mow.
Oh, geez. So now, did you all look at more than one place, or was it just Brightview North? Hey, this is great. Give me a little bit of an idea of how you evaluated and the process that you went through to select Brightview North Fax.
Yeah, we actually put our name on the priority list at the place where our friends live.
Okay.
It's one of those where you have to put down a lot of money at the beginning. Brightview, on the other hand, is a rental month to month. Mm-hmm. And for our purposes, when we saw that they were building this building, we started looking into Brightview seriously. And for us, it was good in a few different ways. One, for this other community, it was basically waiting a couple of years for them to build new buildings or else maybe get in if somebody left. Mm-hmm. Whereas at Brightview, with a new building, you could pretty much decide what kind of apartment you want to get, and you'd get it. And you'd have a time frame that you could rely on to move in. The other thing is, if we had needed to put down that big deposit, we would have needed to do the renovation while we were still in the house. And we were okay with doing part of that, which we did do, but we didn't want to have the whole living space We went through that years ago, long time ago, when we renovated the kitchen, and that was difficult when you can't use your kitchen for 2 months. So it worked out for us in that way too. So we did part of the renovation before we moved, and now white gloves continuing with the main living area.
I love it. And the other thing, the location is pretty close to Centreville, so you're
Yeah.
still essentially in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, not too far away. And of course, because we live there, we're pretty familiar with this area. And it's sort of central to you can get almost anything you need fairly close by from here.
Now, let me turn back to Alonzo and David. When did the two of you sort of enter into this journey? And tell me how that came about.
David?
Yes, during the downsizing, in the downsizing seminar, Phil and Maggie were part of one of the very first groups that we did the downsizing seminar, and we connected. And I recall one of our first conversations with them. And this is interesting because everyone's situation is different. Their homes are different, right? And I remember them wanting to get top dollar for their home. Alonzo and I know for a fact that if they were our own parents that we were trying to advise, that we would always want to kind of try and get top dollar. We know what needs to happen to get top dollar. And not every situation is the same. In some cases, it may be, hey, the best option for this is to just not do anything and sell as is. In their case and their home, it made all the sense in the world to really go kind of, and they were on board from day one. They were the ones that say, we want to get top dollar. And this is, so we went in and kind of walked them through on like, if you want to get top dollar, this is from a real estate perspective, what we would recommend. And we kind of went through the list of all the items and then gave this list to Alonzo and team White Glove and copied Phil and Maggie on like all the options and like what colors for this and what colors for that, and kind of just going in what's trending to try and get top dollar. So then that transitioned in further into doing what we're probably going to talk about later, the basement. And that was more Alonzo's idea, and I think it was phenomenal. Alonzo, I'll let you take over that conversation.
Yeah, and I'm intrigued by this too, because this was what makes the story great is that your home is being transformed. So not only did you all find a great home, but now you're providing a wonderful home to somebody else as well. So Alonzo, where did you jump in this process?
So as David said, we've met everybody here through Brightview Northfax, and it was just an amazing how we hit it all from the beginning, and the trust and just explaining to people this is what the process is about. And Phil and Maggie, you could see that they were at the edge of their seat, just itching for information, just loving the whole process of what do we do, how do we do, and then they schedule appointments immediately. And one of the biggest things that I loved about it is Maggie is very handy. She had all kinds of tools to do everything in the house. She's a crafter. She has tools for this. She has tools for that. They're both very handy to basically do things. And Maggie would consult with Maggie about certain things, and Maggie would be like, yes. So, or no, this is not going to go. So I love the way they were both involved with the process. But one of the biggest things that they trusted me because I did something very drastically in their house when I first went in. And we put about 1,000 lights, not 1,000, but we put about at least 75 lights through the house. And Maggie said, wow, this looks like an airport. It just lit up everything up. And I think it also helped them because, as we age, even myself, my eyesight doesn't get as good. And I'm not saying that their eyesight was bad or nothing, but they started noticing things that with the lighting just to do. So I think with people, when they don't see certain things beyond that and you put lighting onto them, they started doing a lot of the cleanup themselves. So we would give them tasks instead of our company doing, they save thousands of dollars by them just working at the projects that they needed to do. And we gave them homework, we gave them timelines, and that was the whole teaching of the seminar, is to teach them. But they just probably needed a little bit of lighting just to guide them through the whole process. And I think it was a game changer. but she was very uncomfortable at the beginning that it was just too bright. It was just way too bright. And when I saw that, it warmed my heart, because I knew a year later they were going to be able to move into Brightview Northfax without having some sort of accident, without going into the hospital, without going into the rehab. And look, I stressed for a year because I want them healthy to move into Northfax. And that was my mission. And I think we were able to accomplish, not just with us, but with their help, really their help, by them doing it. And they're fit people. They get around. Phil walks and runs and does his thing. He has his bike. Maggie does too. They get around really well. But you just never know when you might trip over that box. And with all the crafts that she did, she had a lot of fabric everywhere. And it was amazing that she had her own sewing room and the things, and she donated what the cost of what we were able to help with people in Ukraine with fabric. Maggie can talk a little bit about that. But just the donations from her jukebox, the pool table they had in their basements, all these things from the China, what do we do? And I think Maggie was able to kind of feel comfortable of where her life belongings were going to go to.
I love it. So what I'm curious, Maggie and Phil, on your thoughts on the new lighting.
It was bright. It was very bright. There was 56 lights that were put in. And yeah, we didn't trip over anything with all those lights.
I think we had a feeling that one of the downsides of our house was it was always a little bit dark, but I guess it was maybe a little worse than we realized. With the lighting in it, it really helped the house.
Yes, it did.
I love it.
And that increases the value, and that's what Dave could talk about, but we can go into that a little bit later. So that's what it is.
And so, I mean, the team comes in, you all are doing the remodeling and what have you. And now I imagine, Alonzo, we'll talk about what you did to the home. But before that, so now, Maggie and Phil, you all had to go through the downsizing process, because I'm assuming your apartment there at Brightview Northfax is not the same size as your home.
No.
And so tell us a little bit about what that was like.
The downsizing?
Yeah.
And tell us how big your house was. Sorry. Tell us how big your house was and how many square feet do you have now?
We have just under 1,400 square feet now, and the house was probably, I don't know what the square footage of the basement is, but the house was probably close to 3,000 square feet, probably, I would guess.
Yes.
So a lot of downsizing had to be done, and we were semi-hoarders for 40 years, not really pathologic, but we had a lot of stuff to go through. So it was a long-term process, but it was very helpful to have people sort of guiding us along, and it having a little bit of a time frame to do it in got us moving in the right direction. I think that was helpful.
Yes, I got rid of a lot of fabric. I donated.
Yeah, actually, through one of the other people who's in Brightview, we learned about a lady who makes trips a few times a year to Europe, to Ukraine, and other Eastern European countries, and donates fabric and sewing materials so they can make their own clothing. So we donated a lot to that.
Yes.
Wow.
Thousands of yards.
Wow, that's a lot of fabric. Now, did you find it difficult? Like initially, was it really hard or did you find it hard to give up some of these possessions and the memories that have been with you for so many years?
No, no. When I was told I had to do it, I did not find it hard.
Well, I think we did. I mean, we had a process of sort of layers. So, the first layer was everybody was gung-ho to get rid of it. And then the next layer was, we'll think about it a little bit. And then the last layer was the toughest, where there was some real sentimental attachment to things. And
Well, I really have to hand it to you all that your willingness to kind of give up, and we shouldn't even call it give up, to transition from cooking every meal in your kitchen to mowing the lawn, doing all these elements that sometimes become what we think is our why we're independent. Oh, I do this, I do that, and making the transition. But it certainly helps. It's what I'm picking up on. It certainly helps to have like Alonzo's team members telling you what to do versus just the two of you trying to figure out what are we going to do
Yes.
next.
The deadlines helped a lot, I
Yeah.
found.
Anna was really instrumental to give deadlines and to say, and Anna is one of our client move managers, and she put deadlines, but at the same time, you could put deadlines all day long, but if you don't meet the deadlines, it just takes more time. And Maggie and Phil, they were in that process with Anna the whole time. So I take off my hat to Anna and her team just to be there and support them. And it's a lot of hand holding. It's a lot of hand holding, a lot of suggestions, and a lot of things that we did. But I mean, like I'm so proud of you, Phil and Maggie, for trusting us where the pool table goes, where your favorite jukebox that you had in your basement goes, where your china, where is it going to go, and we just found a good place for them. And some of them we were able to donate, some of them we were able to sell, but it just became a lot easier for them.
Yeah,
No,
I agree.
this is great. Okay, well now I'm going to come back to you, Phil and Maggie. I know that you're brand new to the community and you were one of the first residents to move in. But let me go back to Alonzo and David. So talk about what you all did to transform the home into something that's more valuable in the marketplace and gives them extra revenue, but then also creating an environment that could actually be a great place for somebody to grow old in.
100%. 100%. When this home was built in the 80s, it wasn't that much of a thing to have main level living. If they had main level living, it was probably specifically in a 55 plus type community. So nowadays, even these $3 million homes nowadays that you see being built everywhere, most of them have a main level bedroom because it's become more and more, even from the pandemic to now, it's become more of a thing to have parents come in or make it multi-generational, grandparents coming in. So it's become more of a factor to have that main level living or a basement that's set up as a separate apartment for like an in-law suite or for grandparents. So this multi-generational concept has become, and Alonso's done hundreds of these type of projects. I don't know if I'm saying hundreds, but literally probably, right? You've done a lot of these. So when we were brainstorming together, Alonzo, about this idea of making the basement a place where the Masseys could focus on the basement first, renovate that, build a bathroom that did not exist a full bathroom that didn't exist in the basement, have them transition to the basement while they could they could work on the upstairs. It was a great plan together. It does require the tolerance to have, not everyone's the same, right? Some people don't want to mess with having to live in a construction site, but they made it work, and they had the tolerance and the flexibility to make. So now that they've moved to North Fax, now we're pretty much 85% done, and now we're just really focusing on the spaces like the kitchen, that the areas that while they were living there didn't want to have disrupted. So we're very close to finalizing this project, and now we have this home that has basically multi-generational living space, right? So it could be a multi-generational space. It could be a space for an adult kid that wants to live in the basement situation. It can be many different things, but it's valuable from a real estate perspective to have these options for people.
I love it. Okay, so back to Phil and Maggie. I know you've only been there a short time, but tell us, how has the experience been so far?
Great. I like somebody else feeding me.
Yeah, and I think another thing that our friends had, the wife had mentioned to us of their reason for moving was that as you grow older in a sort of suburban neighborhood, you have fewer and fewer contacts, it seems like, and you lose some friends. And so moving here, you're immediately meeting a lot of new people, and that's I think a good thing, and I'm happy that we're doing that.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait for the follow up. I'm gonna track you down a year from now and kind of let's see how the lifestyle has developed. But the beauty of moving into a brand new community like that is that there is a downsize. You know, you're going in and there's not the it's not at full capacity. But the exciting thing is that you're all in the same boat. You are the pioneering group of residents moving
Right.
in, and it makes it easier meeting all these new residents as they are moving in, and Brightview fills up. So that's pretty cool.
Phil, did you start your chess club?
No, not yet. I haven't. Well, I haven't been asking really. I should start asking
You
if
should start
anybody plays
asking.
chess. I've been on
That's great.
a downer though lately. I'm not playing well, so maybe I'll
No.
wait till I win a few online games and then bring it up.
Yeah, no, that's great. And you're going to play a role in building the community infrastructure there with the clubs and the activities and things of that nature. It's wonderful. Well,
Yeah,
I, yeah.
I want to touch on something about Phil. I mean, Phil is very modest about what he's done, but he's also been very involved with George Mason's with it. What's that program that is in George Mason, Phil, that you are involved
Yeah,
with?
the OLLI, the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, that's affiliated with a lot of universities, but GMU is one of them.
Yeah.
As a
So
Gonna
matter
do
of fact,
late September and October. I'm gonna do some talks.
that's great. I'm actually teaching a class there tomorrow.
Oh, all
oh,
right.
see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man,
And
well, I could talk to all three of you, all four of you, all day long because I love hearing stories like this. But for today's conversation, I want to give everybody the opportunity, if there's something that you haven't had the opportunity to share it with our community.
go ahead, please. Maggie, Phil.
No, I guess the only thing I would add is that our sons at various times lived in the basement with no bathroom down there. We should have put the bathroom in years ago. The basement renovation is great.
Yeah. I would also add to that is that David talked a little bit about briefly how people can rent out their basement or do more income or this, how to create value to that. And actually, while Maggie, and this is how the story goes, that Maggie and Phil went on vacation, and for us to keep working upstairs, their son moved down to the basement. So that bathroom helped out tremendously for him to transition through this process. And the trust, and Maggie, Phil, I love you so much for trusting us with this. And we love you. You're like part of our White Glove Solution family, because while they were on vacation, we moved a lot of their life belonging to Brightview North Fax. And when they came back, they were moved. They were there. The only thing they had to do is just unpack. We would have unpacked for them, but they really want to go through their life things. And I think they still got help. I don't know if our team is still helping you, Phil and Maggie. I think they are. And if not, we just want a quality of life for you. But for any senior out there that just trusted us to do this is just amazing with their life belongings. So moving blindly into a property that you don't even know, that just having us be there to move you ahead of while you're on vacation, that is beautiful. I absolutely loved it. So thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah, it worked very well.
Well, you still have to hang my quilts.
Yes. See? I love it.
I just want to say thank you, Phil and Maggie, for the trust and for the guide, allowing us to guide you through this process. Alonzo, it's been a pleasure partnering with you on this project. I know it was a big one, and we are just honored to have been partnered with you on this and with Northfax, with Braveview Northfax as well. Thank you to them for their trust.
Yeah, Julie Swanson, Miriam, Bianca, Josh, Diana. I mean, everybody, the whole team there, the whole team, even from, the whole team, even Juan, the chef, the cook, everybody, the building engineers, everybody there is just a beautiful people. So I just want to thank Braveview and thank you for hosting and let us keep eating there and having lunch there with our families, our extended families now.
I love it, man. Well, I tell you what, this has been great. I can't wait for the follow-up. And what an amazing story. So thank you, Phil and Maggie, for sharing your story.
Thank
I know
you.
it'll be inspirational. And Alonzo and David for helping us understand how we don't need to walk this road alone. I think that's what a lot of people feel is that they got to do it all on their own. And what I like is that when you work with a team like these guys, you can pick what you want to do. So yeah, if you want to unpack, that's great, but you got a backup plan. So that's exciting.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Till the next one, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.